shut, porch lights remained burning until morning, because somewhere behind the quiet brick houses and freshly shoveled snow, someone had started killing. It began with Mrs. Doyle, a kind widow known for baking pies for the neighborhood children. One cold evening, she didn't show up to Mass. Her door was found ajar, rocking gently with the wind. The officer who entered first quit the same night. They say she was found head lowered into the oven, arms bound behind her with barbed wire, her face burnt beyond recognition, but her feet were bare and clean, as if someone had washed them with care. The next murder was worse. Thomas Avery, a local mailman, disappeared during his morning route. When the post bags were later discovered nearby, they contained every letter, each envelope sealed with fragments of human teeth. His body was found inside a public phone booth downtown. The phone's receiver had been jammed inside his throat. The booth windows were smeared with frantic, bloody handprints, all from inside. Panic grew. People whispered names. The gentle butcher honora. Dadarikir bidadawar dame e frentomasida novrin rees and spiting sense. Someone noticed a pattern. Every victim received a letter before they died. Each envelope contained a tiny square of linen, neatly folded. The police finally brought in a handwriting expert who recognized the material. It matched a fabric used in the state's mental hospital uniforms. They traced the letters to a man who had escaped months earlier, Elias Blackwell, a patient committed for the brutal murder of his parents, in 1937. He had slit their throats with a Sunday carving knife and then stitched them together face to face. They searched abandoned houses, tunnels, drains. Nothing. Then, late one night, little Alice Morton vanished from her bedroom. Her parents had heard nothing, not a cry, not a footstep, but on her bed lay a fresh envelope and one single word written in blood. Sing officers searched every inch of the neighborhood, desperate and terrified. Hours later, they heard something echoing down the street, faint at first, then sharper, closer, a child's voice, singing. They followed the voice into Mrs. Doyle's abandoned house, and there she was, Alice. Sitting in the dark basement, singing an old nursery tune, her eyes wide and terrified. Behind her, the missing victims stood upright, stitched together in a grotesque circle, arms interwoven, swaying on their feet like puppets. Their mouths were sewn shut with black thread, and from the shadows behind them, Elias stepped forward, smiling with a child's locket in his hand. Before the officers could react, the light bulb snapped into darkness. Gunshots. Screams. Something dragging across the floor. When reinforcements arrived minutes later, the scene was empty. Alice was found unharmed at her home by morning, with no memory of what happened. The basement? Bare. Clean. Smelling faintly of bleach and burnt sugar. Elias Blackwell was never seen again, but sometimes, just sometimes, residents of Warwick Lane still wake to find an envelope on their doorstep, sealed with something soft and white. A piece of linen, neatly folded, waiting.